Next line. Vandeham Shiguro Shiyuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagarnath Raghunath Nanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadvadutam Prijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Sahaganath Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitamscha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bando Jagapate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 7, texts 4 through 14. Together. Bhumirapo nalo vayu kamano buddhir evacha ahankara iti yamme bina prakritir ashtadaha. Translation: Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Altogether, these 8 comprise my separated material energies. Text 5. Apareyami tastvanyam prakritim vidhi me param jiva bhutam ahobaho yayadam draryate jagat. Translation: Besides this inferior nature, O mighty armed Arjuna, there is a superior energy of mine, which are all living entities who are struggling with material nature and are sustaining the universe. Text 6. Etad yonini bhutani sarva nityupadaraya aham krishnasya jagata prabhava pralayastata. Translation: Of all that is material and all that is spiritual in this world, know for certain that I am both its origin and dissolution. Shri Shri Gauranatai Ki Jai. Text 7. Matta parataram nanyat kinchid asti dhananjaya mayi sarvam idam protam sutre mani gana iva. Translation: O conqueror of wealth, Arjuna, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. Text 8. Rasoham apsu konteya prabhasmi shashi suryayo pranava sarva vedeshu shabda ke parusham nrishu. Translation: O son of Kunti, Arjuna, I am the taste of water, the light of the sun and the moon, the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras. I am the sound in ether and ability in men. Text 9. Punyo gandha pritivyam cha tejascham sme vibhavaso jivinam sarva bhuteshu tapaschasmi tapasvishu. Translation: I am the original fragrance of the earth, and I am the heat and fire. I am the life of all that lives, and I am the penances of all ascetics. Text 10. Bijam mam sarva bhutanam vidhi partha sanatanam buddhir buddhimatam asmi tejas tejasvinam aham. Translation: O son of Pritha, know that I am the original seed of all existences, the intelligence of the intelligent, and the prowess of all powerful men. Text 11. Balam balavatam chaham kama raga vivarjitam dharma virudho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatar shabha. Translation: I am the strength of the strong, devoid of passion and desire. I am sex life, which is not contrary to religious principles. O Lord of the Bharatas, Arjuna. Text 12. Ye chaiva satvika bhava rajasas tamasaschaye mata eva titan vidhi Tvaham te shute mai. Translation. All states of being, be they of goodness, passion, or ignorance, are manifested by my energy. I am, in one sense, everything, but I am independent. I am not under the modes of this material nature. Text 13. Tribhir guna mayer bhair ibhi sarvam idam jagat mohitam nabhijananti mam ebhya param avyayam. Translation. Deluded by the three modes, goodness, passion, and ignorance, the whole world does not know me who am above the modes and inexhaustible. Text 14. Daivi hesha guna mayi mama maya duratyaya mam eva ye prapadyante mayam etam tarantite. Translation. This divine energy of mind, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. Now we can go back to text 4. I'll read translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, founder, Acharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Altogether, these 8 comprise my separated material energies. Purport. The science of God analyzes the constitutional position of God and his diverse energies. Material nature is called Prakriti, or the energy of the Lord in his different Purusha incarnations, expansions, as described in Svatvata Tantra. For material creation, Lord Krishna's plenary expansion assumes 3 Vishnus. The first one, Mahavishnu, creates the total material energy known as Mahat Tattva. The second, Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, enters into all the universes to create diversities in each of them. The third, Ksharodakashayi Vishnu, is diffused as the all-pervading supersoul in all the universes and is known as Paramatma, who is present even within the atoms. Anyone who knows these 3 Vishnus can be liberated from material entanglement. He goes on to say, this material world is a temporary manifestation of one of the energies of the Lord. All the activities of the material world are directed by these 3 Vishnu expansions of Lord Krishna. These Purushas are called incarnations. Generally, one who does not know the science of God, Krishna, assumes that this material world is for the enjoyment of the living entities and that the living entities are the causes, Purushas, controllers and enjoyers of the material energy. According to Bhagavad Gita, this atheistic conclusion is false. In the verse under discussion, it is stated that Krishna is the original cause of the material manifestation. Srimad Bhagavatam also confirms this. The ingredients of the material manifestation are separated energies of the Lord. Even the Brahma Jyoti, which is the ultimate goal of the impersonalists, is a spiritual energy manifested in the spiritual sky. There are no spiritual diversities in Brahma Jyoti as there are in the Vaikuntha Lokas, and the impersonalist accepts this Brahma Jyoti as the ultimate eternal goal. The Paramatma manifestation is also a temporary, all-pervasive aspect of the Kshorodakashayi Vishnu. The Paramatma manifestation is not eternal in the spiritual world. Therefore, the factual absolute truth is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. He is the complete energetic person, and he possesses different, separated, and internal energies. In the material energy, the principal manifestations are 8, as above mentioned. Out of these, the first 5 manifestations, namely earth, water, fire, air, and sky, are called the 5 gigantic creations, or the gross creations, within which the 5 sense objects are included. They are the manifestations of physical sound, touch, form, taste, and smell. Material science comprises these 10 items and nothing more. But the other 3 items, namely mind, intelligence, and false ego, are neglected by the materialists. Philosophers who deal with mental activities are also not perfect in knowledge because they do not know the ultimate source, Krishna. The false ego, I am, and it is mine, which constitute the basic principle of material existence, includes 10 sense organs for material activities. Intelligence refers to the total material creation called the Mahat Tattva. Therefore, from the 8 separated energies of the Lord are manifest the 24 elements of the material world, which are the subject matter of Sankhya atheistic philosophy. They are originally offshoots from Krishna's energies and are separated from him. But atheistic Sankhya philosophers with a poor fund of knowledge do not know Krishna as the cause of all causes. The subject matter for discussion in the Sankhya philosophy is only the manifestation of the external energy of Krishna as it is described in the Bhagavad Gita. So they only analyze these material elements, and they don't the 24th element is the Mahat Tattva, and they don't um, analyze that as much. They don't analyze that, and they don't think there's anything past the Brahma Jyoti. They think um, they don't know that the Brahma Jyoti, Brahman, is within Krishna. It resides within him. There's a plate here that we could look at, plate 25. Let me see where that's at. So here is a body, and I'll just read what it says in the back in a second. But you can see you can see Krishna in the heart, and you can see the soul in the heart, and you can see the body. And this red dot on the forehead represents these subtle elements, the mind, intelligence, and false ego. So I'll go ahead and read exactly what it says here. Spirit and soul, spirit soul sustains the material universe of earth, water, fire, etc., represented as the body. The subtle body, mind, intelligence, and false ego is represented by the red dot on the forehead. The soul is seated in the heart of the gross body. So Krishna says he's like the string of when the pearls, a pearl necklace, the string which you cannot see. He says everything rests on me like pearls are strung on a necklace, or for us like the tulsi beads are strung. We can't see that string underlying it. And those who surrender to Krishna can actually cross beyond three modes. They're the ones that can cross beyond the three modes. Of course, Krishna is near guna. He's without modes. He's above the modes. Um, 20, and in text 14, he taps his chest. It says Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakur. He taps his chest and says, "Mam Eva, surrender unto me." So surrender to the Lord will make the living entities happy. And then Srila Prabhupada says in a purport they can even be controllers if they surrender unto the Lord to some extent. I'll go ahead and read that. That's in text 5 purport. Let's see if I can find that. 575. Whoops. Sorry. Yeah, energies are always controlled by the energetic. Every energy is controlled by the energetic, and therefore living entities are always controlled by the Lord. They have no independent existence. They are never equally powerful as unintelligent men think. What's that? Therefore, real liberation entails surrender by the living entities to your control, and that surrender will make them happy. In that constitutional position only can they be controllers. So this is from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:87-30. Therefore, men with limited knowledge who advocate the monistic theory that God and the living entities are equal in all respects are actually misleading themselves and others. He then goes on to say the Supreme Lord Krishna is the only controller, and all living entities are controlled by him. Okay. So the living entity's actual position is realized when he stops thinking that he can be one with God. When he's busy exploiting matter, he forgets his spiritual nature. Um, and in the previous chapter, Krishna mentioned Mad Gatanatir Atmana, and thinking of Krishna within always. And in this chapter, he's really given us advice on how to be Mad Gatanantir Atmana, how to think of Krishna within. And he's given us so much nectar here in this chapter 7. He's really telling us, giving us a lot of instructions on how to think of with about him all the time from within. Because Maya is forcing us to see these dualities. Maya's forcing the living entity to see the duality in everything. But those who surrender can actually cross beyond the three modes. The goal of all the impersonalists is the Brahman platform, and they think that's as good as it gets. And the Brahman Jyoti is actually covered by Maya, so we can't see it. I'm so separated. We are spiritually. And then it's said that nothing is superior to Krishna. And the impersonalists, that's a verse that the impersonalists have a hard time with, because they think this Brahman Jyoti is actually above everything. They think Krishna is like underneath that somehow. And so that's their mistake. And they have a hard time with this verse, thinking nothing superior to him. This verse, text 7, O conqueror of wealth, there's no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread. So he's giving us he's the taste of water. He is the light of the sun and the moon. This taste of water. It's that purity that we can taste, and it's quenching, but it's really the taste that we love so much. And the scent, when you plant a rose seed, you can take a seed that doesn't smell and then water that doesn't smell, and then you plant it, and the earth has all these smells like imbued within it. So when the seed and the water get put in the earth, the rose has a certain smell, and the other flowers have a certain smell, and the earth is actually giving it that smell. And he gives us the fire of digestion. Srila Prabhupada mentions that indigestion is actually a lack of that heat, that fire. And so the fire for digestion is so important. Maybe look at text 10 real quick. O son of Preetha, know that I am the original seed of all existences, the intelligent of the intelligent, and the prowess of all powerful men. Something in that one. Text 12 is kind of a summary of a lot of this. All states of being, be they of goodness, passion, or ignorance, are manifested by my energy. I am, in one sense, everything, but I am independent. I am not under the modes of this material nature. And these purports and these 11 texts are so amazing. Read a little bit of text 6 here, purport. Translation of all that is material and all that is spiritual in this world, know for certain that I am both its origin and dissolution. Purport. Everything that exists is a product of matter and spirit. Spirit is the basic field of creation, and matter is created by spirit. So matter is created by spirit. Spirit is not created at a certain stage of material development. Rather, this material world is manifested only on the basis of spiritual energy. This material body is developed because spirit is present within matter. A child grows gradually to boyhood and then to manhood because of that superior energy, spirit soul, being present. Similarly, the entire cosmic manifestation of the gigantic universe is developed because of the presence of the supersoul, Vishnu. Therefore, spirit and matter, which combine together to manifest this gigantic universal form, are originally two energies of the Lord, and consequently, the Lord is the original cause of everything. A fragmental part and parcel of the Lord, namely the living entity, may, by manipulation of material energy, construct a skyscraper, factory, or city, but he cannot create matter out of nothing, and he certainly cannot construct a planet or a universe. The cause of the universe is the Supersoul, Krishna, the supreme creator of all individual souls and the original cause of all causes, as the Katha Upanishad confirms. Nityo Nityanam Chaitanash Chaitananam. And um, let's see here. Yeah, so this mm, a person that's tied up, has to be untied by someone who is whose hands are free. And so we have to um if one's hands are tied, then we're waiting on someone else that can untie them. And so we have to seek out a spiritual master or find someone that can help us untie this knot, this strong knot. um Even those in the mode of goodness cannot go past Brahman realization. So we have to transcend these modes, because even if we're in the mode of goodness, there's no pleasure in Brahman realization. Really, it's kind of the absence of pain, and that's not really true happiness. Is the absence of pain or nothingness. um Nitya Buddha, this the living entity, is eternally conditioned. Nitya Buddha. And Srila Prabhupada says no one can trace out the history of when they become conditioned. They're eternally conditioned. And in the background of Maya is Lord Sri Krishna, the supreme magician. Guna also means rope. So these ropes are very hard to untie. Brahma and Shiva even under Maya. Um, a few quick notes here that I found. I thought might be were kind of fun notes here. Um, don't rumble, grumble, and tumble. Be humble. That's a nice one, I thought. And it's also said the more sex is glamorized, the more it gets devalued. So when you glamorize in society, we're glamorizing sex so much. It's out there, but it's just devaluing it. It's just devaluing it. Whereas if we lift Krishna up and glorify him, it's constantly, things get constantly more and more value. This term ahankara, identifying with the body. And if you there's a little mnemonic device if you want to remember ahankara. Just sometimes we think we're the body, or sometimes people when they're driving they think they're the car. Even sometimes there was a billboard that said, you are your car. It showed a fancy car and it said you are your car. And so people think sometimes they're the car, but ahankara, it's that type of thinking. I am my car. Ahankara, I am my car. And that's a way to remember that word. Anahankara is without false ego. So knowledge of Krishna's form and opulences is true knowledge. Um, I, Sorry, that was a little scattered. I had a few notes and uh, wanted this to be a little nicer. But does anyone have any comments or questions tonight? Yes, Jai Keshava, probably.
Hare Krishna. My question is in reference to text 4 purport. Prabhupada says, Where's that? So talking about the intelligence and how intelligence refers to the total material creation called the Mahat Tattva. Can you explain that a little bit? I'm not. The intelligence refers to the total material creation. Yeah.
Okay, I'll just read a little bit maybe before that and after it. Um, Philosophers who deal with mental activities are also not perfect in knowledge because they do not know the ultimate source, Krishna. The false ego, I am, and it is mine, which constitute the basic principle of material existence, includes 10 sense organs for material activities. Intelligence refers to the total material creation called the Mahat Tattva. So in this verse, earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Altogether, these 8 comprise my separated material energies. Intelligence, the word for intelligence is buddhi being used here. Therefore, from the 8 separated energies of the Lord are manifest the 24 elements of the material world, which are the subject matter of Sankhya atheistic philosophy. They are originally offshoots from Krishna's energies and are separated from him, but atheistic Sankhya philosophers with a profound knowledge do not know Krishna as the cause of all causes. Does anyone have some further clarification on that matter? Yes, Rishi Kumar Prabhu.
I didn't look into it enough to elaborate much, but in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Canto 3, Chapter 5, Text 27, it's explaining that the Mahat Tattva is the total consciousness because a portion of it is represented in everyone as the intellect.
Okay. Very interesting terms to keep analyzing and going deeper into. Um, Thank you very much. Any further? I know we're about out of time. Any last quick question or comment tonight?
You can add
Yeah.
2 sentences onto it if you
Oh,
want.
Jai.
Um, The Mahatattva is the total consciousness because a portion of it is represented in everyone as the intellect. The Mahatattva is directly connected with the supreme consciousness of the Supreme Being, but still it appears as matter. The Mahatattva, or shadow of pure consciousness, is the germinating place of all creation. It is pure goodness with the slight addition of the material mode of passion, and therefore activity is generated from this point.
Jai. One quick note is this is the first time we hear that term in the Bhagavad Gita. These verses are the first time we hear that phrase, Mahat Tattva. All right. Thank you very much. Bhagavad Gita as it is. Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama.